In this episode, I was joined by both co-founders of the Hyde Park Ninjas, Sckicker and KO Ninja, for the third and final round look into their growing presence within and around the Upland Metaverse. Having previously discussed their individual Upland journeys and approaches, today I set out to uncover the strategy behind the past, present and future of what the Ninjas are building in Hyde Park, which I hope you'll enjoy. Both Sckicker and KO Ninja have shown a balanced and sharp approach to navigating the often challenging landscape of Web3 and Upland. It's clear that their precise teamwork and focus carry over into their joint efforts with the Hyde Park Ninjas brand. In today's conversation, we explore how their finely tuned tactics might just make the Hyde Park Ninjas one of the most well-positioned and formidable brands in Upland. There's plenty to be impressed by, from what the Hyde Park Ninjas have already achieved to what they are preparing to take on next in the Metaverse and Beyond. And just as an additional side note, if you stick around until after the chat, I'll be passing on some brief info about the continuation of the Metaverse and Beyond series. Enjoy.
Warning, the information and opinions within are solely for views of the individuals involved, contains content not suitable for anyone.
All right, thank you very much, and welcome back to another episode of the Metaverse and Beyond podcast series. We're wrapping it up here with a three-way with the Hyde Park Ninjas, part 3 of a 3-part series. What do you know? How are we doing this evening? KO Ninja and Sckicker, how are we doing?
Doing great. Yeah, happy to be here, and it's been fun putting this series together.
Doing good. Yeah, it's been a good week. We went from dropping deuces yesterday to threesomes here now. What a week.
Jesus. Yes.
So doing good, though. Excited to be here for the third part.
Yeah, and three-way conversations are always tricky. We end up talking over each other. So in those sorts of situations, I'll try to just shut my mouth. So you guys, it's not about me, it's about you guys. So we'll see how we go. And speaking of dropping a deuce, maybe we'll just get straight into that straight away, shall we? Because that was hilarious. I was just saying before we got kicked off that I caught up on that last night, and I had the same reaction as KO with the thumbnail. I think I tweeted out, yeah, that's next level stuff right here. If you're just listening on the Spotify, there has been a bit of a friendly rivalry or war or however you want to say it. Give us the heads up. What's going on here? This is outrageous. Poor old Elslack.
If I'm not mistaken, I think Elslack started it. I think he started the crap talking. So we just we're both fighters, so we put our dukes up and ready to go.
Yeah, I don't remember where it started. Was it on X or on one of the streams? It came across somewhere. We saw it, and I was like, "Man, we gotta get him now." So the gloves are coming off.
Absolutely. There's a lot going on there. Now, Elslack does have a very cool kind of famous block explorer with his little teabagging situation going on. And we've got, that's got to be, is that one of Slav's bloody froggy map assets there? And we've also got a RIP from the one and only Mr. Levan. So there's community effort going on here almost.
Yeah, that is so the frog, that is one of Slav's. I didn't realize that. He sent me a message today. He happened to catch the stream last night, and he was dying when he saw it. He said, "Oh, it was good to see it on stream." And I think the gravestone, that is Laban.
Yep. Absolutely. All right. Well, we'll be looking to see how Elslack responds because, yeah, that is definitely taking things to the next level.
I think he's going to chicken out.
All right.
We'll see.
All right. Well, it's out there now. We'll see how he goes. He does tend to get fired up. So I don't know about you guys, but when I watch his streams, I can't watch the ones where he's in his car. That just freaks me out. I got to turn him off. I'm like, dude, concentrate on the fucking road, please.
Yeah, it is nerve-wracking watching him sometimes, and but yeah. Plus, I gotta have the headphones on too if there's other people around. I can't listen to.
Oh yeah.
Which is all. It doesn't bother me, but my wife was like, "What are you listening to?"
That stream the other day with I don't know, he was going bananas about something. I forget what it was. Something to do with
cosmetics for the season.
Yeah, cosmetics. That's what it was. He was going crazy on that one. It was hilarious.
It was indeed, yes.
Gonna have a heart attack and crash on the way to work.
Absolutely. Well, before we get kicked off with what you guys have got going on, if you haven't seen already, I did have a chat with Sckicker to find out about his history and whatnot. Kind of repeated a similar format with KO, and then today's chat is all about diving into what they've both got going on. Essentially, we'll take a look at a bit of the past of how they got to where they are, what they're up to now, and where they're looking to go in the future. But before we do that, there is a little bit going on with Upland. Now, I was saying to KO before we got kicked off that I got woken up before the alarm because my wife's phone was going ping, 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 ping. I sleep in airplane mode, but she doesn't. So I had all these sales of block explorers. I was like, oh, what's going on here? So we'll jump on over and have a quick squiz at that. So we have the Great Upland Purge block explorers for epic rewards, burn those, and haunted prizes. So this has just kind of kicked off, obviously, early stupid AM this morning, my time. There was also, did you guys pick up any of these this year's Halloween block explorers? Spooky block explorer spectacular. I went and had a look before. They're all sold out immediately, of course.
I was not able to get any.
I was actually in queue to get one, and I actually passed. I'm really trying to watch my USD into the game, and pick and choose a little better where I do that. I know you get the upix with it too, but yeah, I think I'll pass or maybe pick one up on the secondary later. So
You didn't think to buy and flip?
the way I play the game now, I used to do a lot of that, and now just a little more not as active in that kind of way. I'm more of the buyer of the other people flipping. So
Nice. Yeah, I will say the block explorers for this year's one, yeah, they look really good. I would have been stoked to get one of these myself, but this whole register at stupid AM to get up at stupid AM doesn't really float my boat. I'm interested in your guys' take on the total mint numbers of these. Considering like previous seasons, especially with things like Halloween block explorers and whatnot. Now, I was saying to KO before we got kicked off too, I don't really remember the details of the Block Explorer sales that created the Block Explorers for this burn event, but I had like 50 or something, some stupid amount of them. So obviously I wasn't buying those one at a time. So the mint numbers of those were in the multiples of thousands. It seems Upland is definitely going into this lower mint number situation. What's your thoughts on that, especially for things like these registrations? So, my kind of perspective of it is like there's more people coming into the community. We want more people to get involved. There's only 350, so you're pretty much ensuring that there's going to be a whole bunch of people that are going to miss out.
I prefer a tiered system. They should put so if this same sale, and it's just personally, I know people have different thoughts on it, but like if this same sale would have had, maybe there was one of those, there was only 10 of them, the next one 25, next one 50, and then have one of them that's like unlimited, like you'll get, or maybe there's 5,000 of them, or I mean, I think there's like the 2022, there's what 2,666, or I don't know, something. There's a lot of them. So I think I would have purchased this bundle or this, this sale if I would have had like maybe I'll get that one of 10 or like, more rare Block Explorer. But I like that. I like that kind of chance stuff on something small like this. But that's my personal take.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I like the tiered system for sure. I don't like it to be all the same. I mean, they should have had some that were available that everybody could get them if they wanted them. And then the more rare ones, I guess it's going to depend on like, with these, is there ever going to be utility?
Yeah, that's the big one. Yeah, it's kind of interesting because you've got a situation where, we've got these uncanny zombies and the creepy kid and the pumpkin and whatever. There's thousands of those. So a sale of that nature sets up for here we are 2 years down the track and they have somewhat of a utility, even, you might say that's forced or whatever, but we are able to create this burn event. Obviously with the ones this year with such low mint numbers, I can't imagine people would be in a rush to burn those. And yeah, you can kind of see there's almost a tiered factor even in the artwork. You know, this pumpkin one, maybe those could be a much higher mint number, and same with this flame keeper. And then, you know, there's some ones that look a bit cooler, like this rotting rager and the fool of fright. So yeah, I'd have to tend to agree with you on that one. As for the Purge itself, yeah, I've just sold an absolute crap load of these, and my phone's going off as we speak. More sales coming through too. And I've just had a bunch of people list them in my shop as well. So there's a lot going on. Did you guys get involved in this? Are you going to get involved? What do you think about this whole situation?
I didn't really do anything with the Explorers too much. The ones that I bought, I want, so I've kept them.
Mm.
I've got one leftover zombie, I think, so I got to decide now if I'm just going to sell that one or go buy 2 more and get the badge, or burn 5 and get the badge and the rare block explorer. But I'm gonna have to drop some UPX to do that, so we'll see.
Yeah, well, they're just getting absolutely gobbled up in my shop. 12,000, 12,000, 12,000.
That's awesome.
And still coming in.
Geez,
great.
maybe
Yeah,
I
and,
do need to sell them.
Yeah, the floor, I had a look before. If we just look, Uncanny Zombie was the only one I was looking at, just to make things life easier. What do we go? So the floor on these, yeah, there's one there, 8,000, 9,000. So mine, I think those ones there, 12,000, that might be mine still. And then it kind of jumps up to the 14 range. And I do know the USD people were listing them for $5, or sending a message through to list them for $5. So I don't know that I've got many left. Let's have a look here, down the bottom here somewhere. They might all got gobbled it up. Yeah, there's just the $5 ones left. So, and they're not mine. They're people that have listed those in the shop. So yeah, so things like that. Yeah, I'm very happy to have sold that stock, because like I've had those just sitting there doing nothing for the longest time. So
I
yeah,
haven't read a lot on it. So when you burn it, what do you have a chance of getting?
Well, let's dive into that. So I know, KO, you were just reading that before. So where we go here? The Upland Purge. Halloween is creeping up, and isn't just a way to clear out your collection or pump your UPX bag like I've just done. It's your chance to earn exclusive rewards, gamified earnings. Oh, that's right. There's that whole thing too. Huh. Yeah, so you're kind of ticking that one off as well if you hadn't burnt anything yet. Yeah, you'd be able to burn the 3, and there was 2,666 of each of them. So yeah, the target of burning 666 was, they're going to smash way past that. We're all at 400, already at 412 burnt, but this isn't live. This is getting updated by the interns every now and then when they could be bothered to push the button. So you go in the running for a Gallia Hall historic landmark. I don't
cool.
know anything about that.
I don't either.
New Orleans. Okay, so maybe that's because isn't there a haunted bloody collection in New Orleans? Maybe it's got something to do with that. Valued at a massive 1,624,000. This haunted location could be yours. How much of this sort of gambling for a landmark thing factors into the decisions you guys make?
Not much for me. Seems like the chances are so slim.
Yeah.
Yeah, less and less for me. People that watch the shows, they know I like to gamble, but I just keep getting burned on all of these. So my motivation for gambling on these things is dwindling.
I will say I do like that it's something like this. It's random base. It's not whoever burns the most. It's a leaderboard. Blah blah blah. So it's not It's not a pay to win situation, really. I mean, well, sure, obviously, if you're going to sit there and burn up a bunch, you increase your odds. But at the end of the day, it is still very much a gamble.
Yeah.
So what happens to the ones that don't get burned? Does the value go up on those for like a next year or something?
Well, I did see on your stream yesterday, KO, you were sharing that kind of perspective with some of the NFLPA legits, how some of those are becoming seemingly increasingly rare.
Yeah, that one of 100 mints. I think if I'm understanding it correctly, there's only 19 left.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's interesting. So those block explorers that we thought were maybe only valued at 12,000 UPX or whatever. Well, it may be that there's not many of those left in the end. Although those ones in particular, I think there's a lot of old accounts that would have, like I did, just crap loads of them just sitting in there doing not much. So we'll wait and see. So if you burn 3 of them, you receive a Purge 2024 badge. Badges, smadges. I think the gloss on those have definitely dropped off now that you can just basically buy them.
Yep.
That's my kind of personal thing. Burn 5 or more to get 1 or 2 rare Halloween themed block explorers. Okay, so you burn 5 to get 1. That's a kind of well-established situation they have. And then this was the other big one. As a community, if we burn 666 block explorers, which they're gonna smash through that because, like I said, this has only just kicked off, and we're all already probably touching 500. A bonus reward is unlocked. 25 spark hours added to your profile in the Road to the Big Game leaderboard for every block explorer you burn. Increase your chances of winning more sparklets. Maybe you can speak to that. I got no involvement in the Road to the Big Game, but I know you guys are all over that.
So are they're only gonna burn 666? Is that where it stops? Or they're just trying to go over that? I guess we can go over it.
That's my take. Yeah.
I think they should give out like if we hit the 666, they should give out a Number of the Beast t-shirt
Yes.
from Iron Maiden. That would be cool.
Absolutely. I'll be all over
I'd
that.
burn some zombies for that.
I'd have to go and pick some up on the secondary that I just sold to be able to do that now. I just cleared out my stock. Yeah. So yeah, what does this essentially mean? How big a carrot is that? 25 spark hours added to your profile in the Road to the Big Game.
With how
It's
many?
not going to catch you up to Big A.
No. It just, let's see. Road to the Big Game. That's the team leaderboard. So I guess you could be helping out your team. So the winning team, I think, gets extra sparklet at the end of the season, which is in February, quite a ways from now. There's the Road to the Big Game. Yeah, just for me, not a whole lot. I'm in the top 10, I think, with my team, but even burning. Yeah, so I am. Geez, I'm like 16,000 spark hours away from the first place on my team. So getting a few hundred extra spark hours isn't going to do much for me.
So yeah, so it seems like it's a community burn target that then aids your little community or whatever. I like your idea, Sckicker. If they reached it, it'd be cool if everybody got a bloody. Obviously, they couldn't do it exactly Iron Maiden, but if there was some kind of 3D asset for your profile, that'd be cool. And Mike,
Yeah, that'd be something cooler.
Crazy Santa bloody thing that I got from DTech. Yeah, that'd be a cool way to do it.
That's cool. I'd like that rather than the 25 spark hours.
So yes, Purge badge, yeah, that looks cool enough, I suppose. And the 2 block explorers, interesting. The Phantom Steed and the Nightwing Terror. I think the other ones look better.
I think you're right. They should have made these more cooler.
Yeah. Anyhow, let the purge begin. This Halloween purge is your chance to clean up your collection and win historic prizes. Yada yada yada. All right. Upland Spectacular. Yes. What are we at? We're at 19th of October, my time. We've had this burn event. I haven't really noticed a hell of a lot of other. Well, no. What have we got? They've changed racing now, where it's a kind of night theme, but there has been a bit of a chat back and forth in general last night, and I caught up on that this morning and put my 2 cents in as well with the increasing issue of white screen crashes on iOS, and now expanding to it's all over Chrome. Part of that has been, well, it's interesting to note that the team has started to respond to that at least and say, look, they've tried to say it's a RAM issue, that Upland has certain limitations. My kind of perspective on that is, well, I've got dozens of games on my phones that are way more graphically intense, and there's no issues on those. So my personal belief is that there's some foundational flaws or challenges in the base code or something like that. I don't know. But it seems that from what I could gather from the chat, in racing now, not all of the items are loading, or they're purposely holding back on some of the items that are loading as you race. Have you guys noticed anything like that?
I haven't noticed it. I haven't done a whole lot of racing. I think Mass Chef was talking a little bit about the night driving where it's almost so dark you can't see your cars. If you have like a black car or a blue car, good luck seeing it.
Mm.
And then just the last time I raced with the new mechanics, just trying to get around the track, it was really difficult. For me, it was.
Yeah, the mechanics changed. We've had quite a few times on stream where you'll go to race and none of the structures or map assets show up. That's been an issue. And then the new mechanics are really tough when you're trying to race like S1Es or S1Rs, trying to break around the corners and stuff. Has proven to be quite a challenge. So
I don't really race on the mobile or anything, but the crashing has been horrendous. This morning was really bad. I was trying to do stuff for almost an hour this morning, and just it kept crashing and crashing and crashing, and I couldn't do anything. I couldn't even imagine trying to do like a treasure hunt right now.
Yeah, there's a lot going on there, and like I said, it's a situation where we've been raising this issue for years and years and years. X1 kind of replied in the general this morning to say that that they're passing my feedback and other people's feedback along, but he said here in quotes, we're not seeing a ton of reports either on the back end or via the player base that this is widespread, but we will make sure the devs see this. Thanks. And then he's followed up to say he's seen the white screen crash on chat before, but haven't experienced it in a while. Devs are investigating. If this is not on their radar, it just seems absolutely crazy to me.
Yeah, it's pretty widespread, pretty sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes. Anyhow, we're not here to whinge about that. We're here to dive into what you guys got going on. Now, we don't have a lot of time because you do have a hard out. So, past, present, and future of the Hyde Park Ninjas, I guess a good way to kick it off. We've kind of heard both your origin stories. How did you go from, hey, mate, come and check out this weird little bloody thing in the metaverse that I'm playing and earn some divs and buy some properties and whatnot? How did that kick off into, I think there's something here where we can create something together?
You want to start this, or me?
I can start. So we kind of got into the metaverse stuff and started watching a few videos, and then I tried to get on and make a video, which was a disaster the first couple of times, just from the technical standpoint. And then we kind of got it figured out, and we said, hey, let's build like a little ninja network. We'll try to get with other people around the world and build a little martial arts community. And that's kind of where we started. And then, we heard about like nodes, we were just hearing about nodes early on. And I was like, that'd be cool to have like a martial arts node. So I saw something online. It was supposed to be like a directory of nodes. And I don't even remember where it was. It was like a Reddit or something like that. And I didn't understand what the heck it was. I think I sent a message out to, I think it was TML actually was doing something, and it was advertising the nodes. And I sent a message and I never heard back. So I said, I'm probably doing something wrong and not getting the message, whatever it was. And we started getting into Discord, and we started to just develop a small community. And then we started doing UFC pick'ems, and football season came. Next thing you know, we're doing, NFL picks now every year. and it just started to slowly grow from there. And then, fast forward, we start thinking about doing like a video game, and there was a lot of working parts there. And we always have some type of idea of where we want to go. And if something doesn't work out, we just kind of go another path. We always have a path to go. So when something's not working, we'll just kind of tag on to another project that we're already working on, when one's not working. So I think I feel like the video game was the first thing. KO, was that?
We started with, well, I'll back up even just a little bit further, because we really started talking a little bit more during COVID, and in 2020, and trying to figure out, because man, both of our careers are focused on close quarters, large groups of people, face to face, like the worst scenario, for that time. And so we had to bust our butts during those 2 years to really just stay in business. To be honest, there was a lot of martial arts schools that didn't make it. We had to work extremely hard to do our best. We taught for months on Zoom, and I mean, just trying to teach 5-year-olds how to kick and punch on Zoom is just it's
Can
funny.
imagine, yeah.
It's funny and entertaining, but maybe for like a week or two, you're talking months and months and months. It's like, oh my gosh, this is getting old quick. But I was thankful for it. We were able to stay in business and do that. But so during that time, we started talking a lot on. I mean, man, there was a t-shirt business that was tried. There was some other stuff, and we're like, man, we got to come up with something to do. And eventually, with Upland, and we're like, how can we incorporate martial arts, because that's kind of both of our passions. How can we incorporate that into Upland? And there didn't seem to be a whole lot of martial arts theme or nodes, and so we're like, man, that could be really cool. And then that kind of tags on to where SC picked up. Just starting our tiny little node. Couple those videos are, if you guys want some good entertainment, go to the beginning of the YouTube channel. Some fun times. And yeah, so now the video game was kind of the start. As you guys know, the with TML and Upix World, and that didn't pan out. And but then we just kept pivoting, and we knew we wanted to get into comic books as well, and then the card game as well. So we kind of have we have actually some other projects too, but we have 3 main ones, and that is the comic book, the video game, and the card game. And so those are kind of our 3 things that we're constantly focusing on. We talk almost every day. We have a team now of about 7 people, including the 2 of us, that we meet weekly with, and yeah, we're working hard every week and to roll out these projects. And it also gives you a lot of understanding to other projects on like, okay, we're going to set a 3-month goal or 6-month goal, and it ends up taking 9 months, 12 months, 15 months, so it gives you a lot of understanding into why some things take longer and stuff like that as well. But yeah,
More perspective.
absolutely.
So it seems like at the core, there's a very strong entrepreneurship spirit with the both of you, both small business operators and whatnot. Going back to Hyde Park itself, is there any particular reason why it's the Hyde Park Ninjas and not the Chesterfield Square Ninjas or the Fairview Heights Ninjas? Was there something in particular about this area? Do you have any tie-in with that?
It really was the size. We really liked the size of the layout of Hyde Park, because we wanted to get as many people involved as we could. And at the time, with a lot of the nodes, we saw communities being sold out quick. And we were worried, well, we're not going to have enough properties for people to get in. And that was one of our things is, just like in real life, we like to share martial arts with as many people as we can. We want to be able to share our experience with as many people as we can and touch as many individuals as possible.
And also, ninjas like to hide.
Yep, that too.
There you go. There you go.
But no, he was
Yes,
spot on with that. We were just searching areas, and we're like, hey, we're kind of searching out what neighborhoods were minted out the least, and we just settled on Hyde Park. It was kind of central in LA, and we did. I still believe LA is going to be successful in the future in Upland. Just not now, but I think it will be later.
So ironically, I think early on, I was thinking Vermont Square. That was going to be a good area. I don't know what drew me to that neighborhood, but I bought a crap ton of properties there. And then like a week later, we shifted gears and we said, we're going to Hyde Park. And I still have a bunch of properties over in Vermont Square. I think I sold a majority of them, but I probably have a good stake in Vermont too still.
Nice. Yeah, so there's still plenty of options available to get in there. Like mint price is still in the 14K, just a absolute crap ton there between 14 and 20K. So definitely plenty of opportunities there. I did see, I think it was on the stream last night, it might have been KO with share screening, and my gosh, the amount of blue dots you've got there. How many properties do you know off the top of your head you've got invested yourselves?
Ooh, probably 500, maybe 524.
Jeez, wow.
Maybe 527 after this week.
I'm in like the 320s, 330s. And that, just to clarify, because a lot of people, when we first started the node, or as we were building it, they were like, the node owners are just gonna build it up and then dump on us and stuff. And that's not the case at all. If people follow us and get to know us, and if anything, I look at these properties as kind of long-term, giveaways and things to be able to get people into the node. So
yeah, it is a struggle. Like I went through that same journey myself with Midtown Terrace, where I had like 380 or something like that, and I ended up developing all of those myself. But then you get to the end of the day and you've got all these properties, especially in a smaller area like Midtown Terrace, where it becomes a collection, and now I'm just sitting like a fat cat on top of all these collection properties. Well, yeah, you can't really escape those conversations. You're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. If you don't buy enough there, are you really supporting your node? If you buy too many, well, you're pumping up. It's a strange situation.
Yeah.
And I was just looking at the secondary markets. Oh, what do we got? Get out of that. Oh, wait. So plenty of opportunities, even USD under mints, $4 you can get in as well. Myself, I think at one stage I did have maybe a dozen or so properties over there, but I kind of went through my own purge, and it is one of those areas where I think I mentioned it when I was talking with KO, that it's one of those areas now where, now that everything's settled down, I'm looking to strategically get back in and actually develop some of these projects that have stood the test of time. Because as you both kind of mentioned there's been plenty of node projects or whatnot, or even aspects of node projects that come along that don't pan out for whatever reason. And your past history has been part of that as well with some of the stuff you've set up. Maybe you could speak to like getting to the stage you're at now. Obviously, there's things you would love to do, but haven't been able to pan out for whatever reason. Maybe you could speak to what that's like, trying to manage a community at scale. And it's not just like you're not individuals. You have to balance, your own individual goals within a dual team as well as part of a wider community as well.
I think it's kind of I don't want to say it's simple, but it is a simple recipe. And our goal is to have fun with it. It's always been to have fun. We enjoy what we do. And I think when you do that, other people that want to have fun to do the same thing, they'll follow you and do the same. And we kind of do that in our day to day. I mean, we obviously have a lot of stressful days at work with what we do, owning businesses, but what we do is so much fun. And, the people that are there training and doing it day in and day out, they're all there having fun too. And they're going to feed off of our energy as leaders, within our academies. And it's really the same with the communities and the nodes. I feel like, just watching some of the projects early on with the nodes, people would get really worked up, bent out of shape, and it really takes the fun out of it. even I would get stressed out watching it go on, and I'm not even in the node. It's like, what are they doing? Are they not having fun? It is a game. At the end of the day, this is a game. And, if you've got your whole life invested in a game, you're not doing it right anyways. So, um, I don't know. I think it is an easy recipe. Get out there and have fun, lead by example. And that's it. It's not as simple as that, but it kind of is.
Well, I think well, it is a game. It is a game I think that has potential for more if you want it to have potential to more. Like you can just play and you know, um, just have fun and not create a business, not create a node, not you just play and enjoy the game and maybe join some communities and get some free giveaways here and there. But there's opportunity, I think, long term. But we both believe that, or else we wouldn't be here. Um, I think one thing that's important for SCNI is especially with martial arts, we're very very focused on goal setting and also as business owners, if we say something, we need to do it. We need to follow through. So we're very careful as to what we say and what we announce because we want to make sure that we
Yep.
can follow through. And um, I think up to this point we've done a pretty good job of following through and delivering what we said we're going to. That's very important to
Yep.
us. And so it's easy to get excited and want to say things that aren't aren't haven't come to life yet. So we're very careful as to what we say. And yeah, so we show up, we have fun, and try to over deliver what we say we're going to. That's kind of the goal.
Yeah, that's a good important point. I know looking back to the very early days of the original iteration of UDU, the Upland Development United, there's a lot of people that came on board. It kind of fueled its own energy, and people had all of these ideas and big plans and whatnot. But what's the saying goes? Everyone's ideas are like assholes. Everyone's got one, or something like that. Most of them stink, something like that. It's managing those expectations. Now, is that something you've learned from your entrepreneurial background, or is that, where did you get such wisdom from, shall we say?
We deal with it every day. I mean, owning a business,
Yeah.
you deal with so many different straws. It's not just one thing. You deal with everything from financial to personal, entanglements and stuff. And I think it's just the experience, the repetition of doing it over and over and over again. We're always doing it, always putting out fires. And luckily in the metaverse, we don't have to do that too often. And at the end of the day, you can only control what you can control. So there's things with Upland, just as an example, that, you sit back and it just frustrates the hell out of you. But at the end of the day, we can only control what we can control. So that's what we try to stay focused on. And then if something's not working out, we just focus on something different that can get us going in the right direction where we want to go.
Yep.
And you say wisdom, but I want to make it very clear, and I think SC will agree with me. We're just two knuckleheads. We happen to be pretty good at punching and kicking and breaking things, and then that, and then just being honest and having a good time. So I mean, it's not it's not rocket science, but yeah, we make that joke all the time. We're just two normal dudes, two knuckleheads in the metaverse, and having a good time trying to build something cool.
Yeah, I lost count of the amount of times I've said that in reply to people. I'm just a dickhead playing a game on my phone, mate. It's, maybe I've been playing it a bit longer than you, but that doesn't really add up to much at the end of the day. Probably, neither of you have mentioned it, but I guess probably a large factor is your experience as far as customer service goes. Obviously, your business is, you guys individually have the skills and whatnot to be the senseis or the teachers or whatever, but that's the learning that you have developed as that since whenever you started martial arts as a child or whatever, that's only one small part of the business. I would imagine if I can put what I experience as a teacher, that experience, it's 3/4 or more of the frustrations and the challenges. It's not the core business related. It's all the customer service stuff you got to deal with, people's expectations and dramas and whatnot.
Yeah, with what we do, and I'm sure a lot the same in your profession too, being a teacher, what we do is with martial arts, it's skill based, obviously, and you have to be able to relate to people to be able to teach. And it's a very personality driven industry, and every personality attracts different personalities. And you see that when you go into different academies. And yeah, without the customer service, if you're not relating to your customers and also, giving them what they're looking for, you're not going to go too far. So, and it's really the same with any business. If you go into a grocery store to shop and you walk into the store and it's, crap all over the floor, there's no inventory, it's probably a place you're not going to go back for future shopping experience. And it's really the same with every business. If you're dealing with teachers, if you have someone that's not pleasant or can't relate to the people that they're teaching effectively, it's not going to work out well.
Yeah, I would. There's a lot of phenomenal martial artists that I know, but that doesn't mean you're a good teacher, and it doesn't mean that you're good at running a business. So,
Yeah.
I'm pretty fortunate to have a team. I get to also work with my mom and my sister. We all work together, and we all have our different strengths, and we're always trying to make sure the team, is marketing well. That the product is awesome too. You got to have the whole package. So
Very good. Now, I don't know if it might have been before we got kicked off. I was speaking to KO about managing your USD in aspect. How much of like the financial side of things factors into the decisions you make? I think I might have spoken to both of you about, potential tax implications and whatnot. And you both said that you haven't yet taken any USD out. Obviously, you've got it's so complicated, isn't it? You've got a core business in the metaverse. You're buying and selling things with your coffee brand. Can you give us the heads up on how that works? Is that you're buying for UPX, but you ship it in real life, or what's? There's a whole aspect there that I'm not 100% familiar with, and
Yeah.
things
So
like the
with
comic book. Sorry, I guess my question is, how do you manage the financials of all of that?
so that's like, we have our Upland business, and then we have our in real life business, which is Hyde Park Ninjas. And like the coffee there's not any UPX purchase. And with the comic
Okay.
books,
Yep.
there's not as well. So it all is pretty much in real life, I guess. That's where it is. So it doesn't really
Ah,
factor into the finances of Upland. I know
nice.
personally, we haven't really taken anything out of Upland. I haven't personally. So
Yep.
any like the fundraisers and stuff that we've done, we've taken money out of our personal pocket to give for the donations for that, and not suffered the tax implications on the Upland side. And I
Nice.
haven't taken anything out personally. I don't even want to mess with that yet. There's so many unforeseens, and who the hell knows if it's going to get taxed right? Are we going to get double taxed, triple taxed? And
Yeah.
I really don't know. And I can't speak for KO, but I haven't personally ever taken anything out of Tilia.
Yep.
yeah, I haven't either. So yeah, as far as like comic book, T-shirt, coffee sales, those are all under we have a LLC for Hyde Park Ninjas, so that all gets filed under that.
Nice.
It's just USD. It's not. We haven't fooled with any UPX purchases for inner life products.
Yep.
And I don't know if we will, or maybe figure out more information before we start doing that.
Yeah.
But that's just kind of where we're at with that. So
Yeah. Even for like Vegas, when
Yeah.
we went to Vegas, we brought our credit card terminals with us, for the tables
Yep.
and all that stuff.
Yeah, I think that's very smart. So, yeah, I like the system, the LLC system you have over there in the States. So it's essentially you've got complementary businesses, basically. You've got your metaverse business and your in real life business. They are essentially one and the same, but clearly two very separate entities. So yeah, that's probably, it probably speaks to your wider business, forte or whatever you want to say, that's, yeah, you didn't rush headlong into things and overcomplicate things with, UpX purchases and whatnot, because that would be the natural way. And we've seen plenty of people do this, but then, yeah, what sort of headache are you creating for yourself on the back end? So, no, very good. Maybe we can just have a quick look at, I just pulled up your website before, that kind of showcases a lot you've got going on. So we've got the comic book series there.
Do we have a website?
Maybe you could, yeah, maybe you could speak to that whole process. What has happened here? What are you looking to do? What's this all about, the comic book series in particular?
So this one here that you're looking at is the Legend of Marie, and this is the first book of many. We've already got the second one. Actually, we've got quite a few of them already planned out. So we've got the artwork.
Nice.
It takes a long time, obviously, but as far as like the story, a lot of that has already been developed for a long time, and it's going to take place in the comic books, but it also is going to be very cohesive with the card game that's going to be coming out, hopefully Q1. Beginning of Q2. So we've got a lot of that stuff is being done off. The artwork is, being completed for that. And then we've got, the boxes, everything's got to be made. So there's a lot of work to do there, but the game is already in play testing. So we've been having a lot of fun with that and tweaking it and making it better over the last year. And we got a great team that's helping us with that. And I think in this picture you have up here, I don't know if you can zoom in or not, but on the table, you can see the book with the Marie. And then there was a couple little sample cards that we had made. They're just little cards, kind of similar to like if you're looking at a deck of cards or a game of Magic cards, similar like size and everything. So, and it just had two of our characters just for display for fun. But we've got the game is already created and just waiting for all the artwork to be finished and to be ready to rock and roll. And the stories are all cohesive.
Good. Is that something, obviously there must have been a lot of fun there to get together and brainstorm different ideas. What's your process with that as well, like coming up with these stories?
So this is the fun part, getting to talk about the comic book, the card game. And actually, I do want to make sure we get out there. We did want to kind of maybe some people knew already or not, but looks like we're going to be working with Next World as well.
Nice.
As far as the video game side. We're going to attempt to go that route, but so our team, it's really cool. Our team is so some of the artists are not martial artists. However, the writer, the creative writer, was actually a student of Sckickers for a long time and instructor for him, and
Cool.
so he knows
Nice.
martial arts very well. He's actually going to school for writing. It's a fantastic writer and story developer. So actually, I knew him as a little kid. I got to see him kind of grow up training in martial arts and become a excellent instructor.
Yep.
So he is a part of the Hyde Park Ninjas team, and he has been responsible for a lot of our world building and story creating, and we go over that as a team together, and make pivots where we need to, and kind of make sure there's no holes or anything in the storyline and stuff like that. Just so it's been a lot of fun, and he's been doing an incredible job. It just comes to, I think, like Sckicker and I just putting teams together that can do stuff that you can't do, because my story would be like Jack and Jill went up the hill, and if that'd be about the extent of it. Xander is his name, our creative writer. He's just knocking it out of the park. Really elaborate, really cool, really a lot of Easter eggs, a lot of just really exciting stuff.
Cool.
So it's been fun.
And we've thrown some curveballs at him too over the last almost 2 years, I guess. Has it been now?
Yeah.
With different changes, because originally, when we were first starting to build like the initial video game, this was going to be in was it UpX World back then, and there was like a space vibe to it and people crashing into the earth, and so we had a whole backstory based on that. And then when we fast forward and shifted, when some of the stuff fell apart there, he had to go back and he had to retweak the storyline to get it to the same place we needed it to be. And he just did a great job. And this is a kid that I've known since he was like 5 years old. And this is just, one
That's
of our
cool.
guys that has been training since that age. And so they're well versed in martial arts and they've been around it and they've been around us too. So I think that's another, another positive for us is we've known them for so long from such a young age. We know what to expect out of them. And we also
Yep.
see their potential. And then they know too, training with us for so long and knowing us, what we expect too. And it works out really good because of that. But he's just done a fantastic job with the storyline and is always up for any challenge. And this is a kid I've watched him, through training. He would go home on the weekends and he would write stories. And it was
Cool.
something that he has fun with. He's been into games like D&D and Magic his whole life. And he's got that brain that works that way. And he's going to like the top school in the country for writing and creative writing. So it's
Wow.
really, really exciting to see him be able to take two passions. Writing is obviously a big passion for him. And martial arts is the other one that he's been involved in for his whole life. And he's able to, put these two passions together and build something really cool with us. So I'm super excited for these young guys.
Yeah, that's a good point. I'm just conscious of the time. We've got about 5 more minutes left. But that's interesting. You've developed those relationships over a long time. The people that I chat to in this series, one of the questions I ask them is, how do you manage the conversations with people in the real life? Like these are people that you're reaching out to in real life to get involved with the project that you've got going on in this weird little app called Upland. How have you found that reception, or how do you manage those conversations? For example, Sckicker, you've got the Hyde Park Ninjas neon sign in the background. Is this something you're actively promoting in your own, dojos or businesses or whatever you want to say? How does that crossover between the metaverse and the real life play out for both of you?
We slowly put it out like in real life, I guess. So early on, it was only Upland, of course, and people kind of looked at us like we were foreign when we would talk about
Yes.
Upland. They're like, what are these guys talking about? A metaverse, Monopoly, what?
Yeah.
So, you get, because you deal with it too, you get that weird look. And, but, it's so different when you have like an in real life project like we have now. And we also
Yeah.
have the expertise of martial arts, and we are building something very authentic and relatable. We are starting to talk about it, in real life now. And we definitely are sharing with some of our students in a small arena.
What was the original question? Sorry.
Like balancing the conversations that you have with in real life people with what you've got going on in the metaverse, because like in your store, I would imagine you guys have got Hyde Park Ninjas shirts that you might wear out around the place, and I could imagine some of your students, hey, what Hyde Park Ninjas, what's that about?
Yeah, I would agree. Same thing. We're rolling it out slowly, kind of waiting till there's a little more proof in the pudding to really market it, which we're very, very close. Like I said, this card game, very excited. Which also we highlighted, our writer, our card game master. He's just phenomenal with his. He's been playing Magic and what's the other one? I'm not a card game player, so what's the other game?
He's played a lot of games, D&D and Lorcana. He's played a lot of different type of games. Probably half of them I wouldn't even know the names of.
Absolutely incredible what he thinks of for this card game. But so we're getting close to rolling that out. I think we might even do a Kickstarter campaign for that, which we've been talking with them. But yeah, it's just slowly rolling it out, and we're building this company, Love Upland. I do believe in it long term. I think it's going to be great. But we're not building it to where Hyde Park Ninjas has to be in Upland to be successful. So
Yeah, that's a good point.
If Upland did disappear tomorrow, which I don't think it will. I don't believe that it will. Then Hyde Park Ninjas still lives on. Everything keeps going as without a hitch. So it just we love this community and we love to involve them and make it as interactive as possible. So that's kind of how we tie it into real life. So, and I got a few extra minutes. This is a good conversation, so we can keep going a little bit.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, it's interesting those conversations that you have. The theme it seems like we keep coming back to, is that you're not getting ahead of yourself. You are planning for the future and coming up with ideas, but you're really kind of looking to rein that in and set a foundation that's, as you said, like if Upland were to go bye-bye, well, you still, all of that time and effort hasn't been wasted and whatnot. Maybe looking at Upland as just one part of the wider metaverse situation, should we say? We do know that there are portals and whatnot coming through for the sandbox, and who knows how that's going to play out in the future. I'd love to see a portal where, like, my elder son has just got the latest MetaQuest bloody headset thing. It'd be awesome to see if there was aspects of that. Is that something you're looking into as well? Like, yes, you are tied up in Upland, but are you looking into any other Web3 platforms?
At the moment, no. Just really focused on Upland and been so focused on these physical products. To be honest, I'm not very techie. Even if Next World, I don't. From my understanding, you'll be able to access Next World from other platforms as well. And
Yep.
so we, definitely pulling for that, hoping that's successful, and hoping to create something really cool there, which they're in development right now for different assets. And we have our core five. It's Sckicker and I, Xander, the creative writer, Will, the card game master, and then Blake. He is kind of in charge of the game development. He's not a developer, but he'll be in charge of he great at video games, so he's been developing the video game side of it, and got some really fun ideas involved with the map assets there. But yeah, I think it's not a main focus of ours, like at the moment. I think it will be at some point, but right now we're just focused on making these products and get them out to people.
Yep. And you've kind of mentioned a lot then, even just in that part there as well, where you're having a lot of relationships for people that come with core skills, which, that there's a lot of people in those kind of areas, be it writers or artists and that sort of stuff, that are dealing with this whole AI boom and whatnot. Obviously the temptation for a lot of people is to angle further into that, but it does seem like you're pretty fixed on maintaining those kind of one-to-one relationships. Is there a reason for that? Is playing with AI, is that something you've considered? Yeah.
You want to take that one, SC?
As far as AI, we've dabbled a little bit with like pictures, like for thumbnails and stuff. But as far as like AI within our projects, we are not using any AI.
Yep.
Everything is authentic. So we have real artists doing real artwork. So there won't be any AI used in the stuff that we're building or creating.
Is there a particular reason for that?
We just both believe in have some really talented people around us, and would rather everything be,
keeps it authentic.
I'm a little younger than SC,
Little.
but even the world I grew up in was authentic art, and wanting to support the people with those skills, and utilize those, and plus they're friends of ours and stuff. So yeah, I think just supporting artists, and we really wanted it to be authentic and kind of advertise that, like, it's not AI. We didn't just throw this together, because we probably could have thrown together things pretty quick using AI. Also don't know the legal ramifications of that quite yet. I think it's still kind of the wild
the ownership and all that stuff. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's still the wild west in that area. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess so I had a parent come and see me, I think it was earlier in the week, saying, "Oh, I've got this great idea for a children's book, and I know you play around with AI. can we work something out together? I'm like, yeah, AI is great, but it can't really maintain any sort of level of consistency. Like I can create a series of image that are perfect for what I want to do today. If I put in this exact same, prompts, it's completely different tomorrow, or, it's great, but there's a long way to go.
I use it for my background and a few thumbnails, but that's about it.
That's it. Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. Well, yes, the boys do have a hell of a lot going on. Maybe what's your kind of semi end of the year goals or plans for what you've got going on in Hyde Park itself as a community within Upland? Is there anything you're looking to do this year, setting up to do next year, perhaps? What are the kind of short-term goals as far as the node itself goes?
Yeah, so we've got some new assets that'll be coming out. We're just going to continue to produce some of the ones that we already have. We got some really cool ones coming up for the holidays and for other stuff. And then as far as like development and building, we do have a couple more like profit centers coming within Upland. We've got a new NFL shop and another showroom coming in New Orleans. We have one coming in, where's the other one? We accidentally got one in Kansas, so super excited about that one. I clicked on the wrong buy button on a property, and I now own a showroom. So we have a showroom in Kansas City now too. So
well, a happy accident.
Yeah, it worked out. Could have been a worse mistake. So
yeah, as far as the our main focus right now, our product that we're closest to finishing is the card game. We're really pretty much solely focused on that. So getting that wrapped up by the end of the year and getting the Kickstarter campaign started by Q1 next year is our largest goal. Probably the most potential to impact Hyde Park Ninjas here in the near future. The video game, we're kind of at the mercy of Next World and how quickly they develop. So we're just staying in communications there and trying to do our part and stay on top of things. And then the comic book, as we are limited on artists, the story's already written. So as soon as the card game art is finished, they are on to the comic book. So we're hoping to release that in Q1 of next year as well. And hopefully show up to Genesis Week with a few editions of the comic book and the card game finished and completed. And I think that would be a big win.
Yep.
Very good. So yeah, there's a number of ways that you can keep in touch with what the guys have got going on. Of course, they have their own Discord. They're all over X. They do what do you do? Two shows a week on YouTube as well, plus bits and pieces here and there.
We do Thursdays, 1:30 Eastern Standard Time. And then that's the Thursday stream. And then we do Sunday Fun Day is usually around 11 o'clock. Sunday is our fun day. It's our relaxed day. So we squeeze it in when we can. So if there's days where we have things going on with family or, whatever business, then we do them a little bit later, a little bit earlier. So
very good.
We have been known to just jump on for no apparent reason. So
yeah, that's a fun way to do it. So yeah, make sure you give them a like and subscribe and all that stuff. And of course, if you do want to support them a bit more as far as the in real life situation goes, they do have a store as well. Comic books available just under $5. They've got the Ninjava Classic Roast coffee, and then that's very good price for a t-shirt, $20, and hoodies for $40 as well. The yellow on black, that they come up really good. Very good.
Yeah, those turned out really good. This is the gray. I'm actually wearing the gray today.
Nice.
Yeah. So all the stock amounts are up to date on there too. Nice.
All right. Well, thank you very much, boys. It's been awesome to get to know you both a bit more on a personal level, and of course, lots of great insights into what you've got going on the business side over the last couple of months or something. We've been doing this, so very much appreciate your time and your inputs. And yeah, make sure you go and give them a follow on YouTube, especially. They've got a lot going on there. They always offer unique perspectives, and especially I like that. It's always balanced. I think you always harsh but fair is the classic example. You don't tend to rage too much at things, or get bent out of shape, as myself and many of the other broadcasters tend to do. So yeah, it's definitely a nice balanced perspective over there.
We've had our once or twice flying off the handles, but not too bad.
Yeah, so make sure you get over there and check out, of course, how this whole situation with the Volga Upperlander LSLAC is going to pan out. I don't think we've seen the end of what's happening over there, based on some of what I saw on your stream last night, with piling up all the ninjas on the border and trying to buy other people's, was it Caesar's property? You want to get hold of that so you can flank him from the sides. It's all happening over there.
I heard there's some ninjas over there now. I haven't seen it yet, but I heard there were some ninjas over there. I'll have to take a look tonight.
Well, I know LSLAC is stubborn, and I know we're both pretty stubborn, so I don't think the end is near. So
very cool. Well, maybe hopefully at the end of it, that'd be cool to see, like some kind of cross collaboration broadcast or something like that. That'd be cool.
Yeah,
to see.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
All right, I'll leave the last words to you guys. Everyone else that's jumped in for listening, thank you for following on. This is part 3, and over to you guys.
Nothing else. If you want to hook up with us on Discord and on the YouTube channel, and we'll look forward to linking up with you.
And appreciate you, Ben, and your perspective and your show for a long time. And yeah, just can't say thank you enough.
Cheers. Alrighty, well done if you managed to get your way through that. As I said, I think more than a few times through that chat, very impressive what they've both got going on over there. As for the future continuation of this series, this interview series, this will be the last version that I do of this series this year, I think, unless something very impressive, or I don't know, some kind of other opportunity presents itself. But yeah, this will be the last one in this series for this year that I plan. It is one of the most fun things that I still find to do within and around Upland myself. So I will continue this kind of interview approach in some way next year. Not sure how that's all going to play out yet, but it will probably tie in with a new direction with the Upland Down Under podcast and that sort of stuff. I'm probably going to switch it all over to some kind of semi-regular live situation with more community participation, etc. If you have any thoughts, suggestions on how I go about that, you can send me a DM or drop me a line in the NBA server, or even drop a note in the comments in the YouTubes, of course. Anyhow, just wanted to say appreciate all the support over the years that I've been doing this interview series. Not just this series itself, of course, all different variations and whatnot, different shows. We've still got the Upland Down Under podcast in November coming up. And don't forget, there is the big end of year podcast as well, where I'll be giving away a bunch of my own stuff, including 1 million UPX grand prize. And I will be reaching out to a whole bunch of UGC creators to get some packs and whatnot to give away as well. So definitely 2 more shows at least of the Upland Down Under podcast for this year. And then, yeah, pretty much taking a break and reevaluate things in 2025 and see where we go from there. All right. Thank you very much again, and enjoy your weekend.